Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spiritual Sunday. I hope that you guys are doing well and you're having a good day. It's so nice to connect. How's everybody feeling after that full moon that occurred last week? We're a few weeks, no, like 10 days away from the eclipse. And I already have been feeling, the energy building a little bit. So I'm curious how you guys feel. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect with your energy as per usual. You guys already know the drill. So let me just go ahead and tap in. So spirit guides, angels, and ancestors, can you please help me connect to the energy here of the collective? Please come forth with messages of truth, clarity, and accuracy for the collective so that they can have the best possible reading. As always, we wanted to say a big thank you to you for your support, for your accuracy, for your guidance. Please continue to keep everybody who is watching this safe and protected throughout this week. Guide them in the direction they need. Thank you for everything that you do. You seriously mean so much to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I was seeing your heads in the clouds. Like literally that's what it looked like. Just a bunch of clouds over your head, your upper chakras. So your throat, third eye, and crown. Some of you may be feeling preoccupied with a lot this week. This could be a very busy week for most of you because I feel there's a lot of mental energy going on. I also feel like some of you are involved in neighborhood pursuits this week because I kept hearing the word neighborhood. You may be moving neighborhoods. You may have to do some sort of action in your neighborhood this week as well, or there's a sense of community. So some of you could be volunteering, or that could be a really great way to tackle this week is by doing something that helps you feel of service to others, especially if you are feeling stressed. I also feel like some of you are going to catch somebody around you in a cover up. I know that sounds weird, but that was the phrase that was used, cover up. So some of you may be like a little bit frustrated, or you could feel like there is someone around you who you catch in a lie this week. Now, on the flip side, if you guys are lying this week, you may also get caught in a lie. So just be careful about that. And I'm hearing Uptown Funk by, I believe it's Bruno Mars. No, Mark Robinson. Is that the name? Mark Robson. So that could be a really great song to listen to this week. Definitely a little bit of a busy week, a little bit of a chaotic week. I'm not going to hold your hand. It feels a bit chaotic to me. So Spirit, what does the collective need to be aware of for the week ahead? Not that chaos is bad, right? We have toil and labor. Yeah, occupy, right? Like some of you may have to be putting in a lot of work in your day-to-day work, right? Like there could be a lot of additional things you need to take care of, or you might be feeling pressure to accomplish things properly. There just feels like there's pressure building, pressure making you feel, a little bit exhausted. You might have a lot on your plate that you need to sort through, hence like the sense of preoccupation. Community. Oh my God, I was getting this, was I not? Did I not say that word? I think I did. I already forget. But yeah, some of you are going to be occupied with like your neighborhood or a community event. Like there's something here about helping other people this week that could be very beneficial for you, especially if you've been feeling stuck. I always say one of the best ways to readjust, especially if we feel very like occupied with our own thoughts, is to just go out of our way to help somebody else. It always has the effect of making things feel so much clearer and just showcasing where we really need to be putting more energy and effort into expanding or into being more caring. So some of you may feel like that would be worthwhile. Others of you with the toil and labor card next to the community card, you guys could be feeling a little bit pulled in opposite directions or annoyed even, okay? And again, we are still in Aries season. So if that happens, that happens. We have mature woman. Some of you may be dealing with an older woman this week. You may be volunteering with somebody older here as well. Or there could be issues around a mom, a grandmother, or somebody that is a mature like family member is honestly what this feels like. For some of you, this could be a community leader who's kind of annoying you this week, or like a colleague that's older. So be aware of that. Others of you are really working within your own uniqueness. You're really trying to tap into maturity. Which, of course, I always like. Which it's important for us to have that perspective. We have yes. Interesting. Some of you are being asked to say yes this week. You are being asked to open up and to allow something to come your way. You're being asked to open up and believe that something should come your way. There's a need to be open here, a need to be free, a need to be understanding. And I feel like this is going to come with a perspective change for some of you here too. Like there's an energy of, okay, like I know that I need to be more open, but I'm still a little bit scared. all of that is okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that, but you are being asked this week to say yes to somebody or something. Someone's going to be very forward with you because I just heard forward. Or this yes could propel you forward. Maybe yes and no with the exclamation mark. Some of you could be going back and forth between, something that you want and something that you feel like you don't want. Or you may find somebody around you is flip-flopping a lot this week. Kind of that indecisive energy, which I'm not surprised because I was getting like the head in the clouds, which would mean to me, you're probably not making the clearest decisions. Bottom of the deck, though, we have helpful people. So pay close attention to the new people, especially that you're meeting this week, because they could end up being very crucial to you somehow. Like there is something around that. What else here? So funny. Yes and then no. We have Neptune with vision and 6th house with sustainability. Interesting. Okay, for some of you who are really working super, super hard, Spirit's wanting you to know that they want you to start to envision, a different way maybe you could be working, because there's definitely this sense coming through of like what you're doing right now not necessarily being the most sustainable. So let's say you're pushing forward and you've been working a lot. And I'm still learning this lesson myself. I still have to learn how to set boundaries with myself. But some of you will be aware, or you'll come to the realization that the level of work or the degree of work which you're doing this particular week is just not sustainable long term. So you are being asked to refine your vision, specifically around the 6th house, which is work and health. So you may also have many revelations in those areas, right? Like you might feel all of a sudden you get a download about work, all of a sudden you get a download here about your health. Some of you may want to do yoga or join a new health community. Like let's say you're trying to lose, 10 pounds or something. Maybe you join like a weight loss support group. Community could be important, or you start to work out with a friend. I'm also hearing the word performative. So you may feel like somebody around you is frustrating you this week because they're being performative, or they're not really being very open and honest with you. That could be a big source of frustration. What else, please? You have in high demand. Yeah, you guys are very popular this week. It's going to be a busy week, I feel. A lot of people want like their hands in your pot. A lot of people want you to do things for them. Again, you may feel overwhelmed or like you have to just like push forward, but Spirit's really suggesting that it's important for you to make sure that you're prioritizing yourself, and you're prioritizing like, are your actions aligning with the vision that you're hoping to create for yourself? There's definitely something about that. Like needing to make sure that you are on the level, I guess, that you need to be at, or needing to make sure that you are creating what you want to create. But it's going to be busy, honestly. It's going to be a busy week. You might feel pulled in multiple different directions. You may get frustrated as well. Some of you could be seeing 444. We have grief. Yeah, some of you might also be like keeping yourselves busy in order to hide your grief. Some of you could have recently lost somebody here, or an animal. I am getting an animal around you, a dog. For some of you, it was a bird. I know that sounds weird, but I'm hearing bird as well. So for some of you, there's like this sense of grief, and you guys might be pushing into busyness in order to avoid, I guess, looking at what that sense of grief is. This is totally normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but it's also something that spiritually you are being asked to consider sitting with the grief instead of constantly trying to be busy. You may also have somebody project, because I'm hearing the word missile. Maybe there will be something globally with a missile. God, I hope not. But you may have somebody like send you some really strange energy like out of the blue this week. And I want you to know that that person's not trying to hurt you, but they are acting out of grief. So just keep that in mind, because sometimes we can think like, or we can get upset because we feel someone around us is not being the kindest to us. But it's more about understanding that the approach was coming from grief and not from truth, right? So don't get upset with that person, or just know that there's more going on to that outburst. Even though that's not okay either, especially if they're being mean to you. Yeah, we have lost. Somebody has lost something. This could be you guys. You could be going through a lot of 12th house energy, transformation, death, rebirth, release. It's funny too, because I kept hearing bird, and there's that bird over there. But you may have a lot of transits occurring in your 12th and your 6th house. So you might want to look at what's going on. Specifically for the upcoming eclipse, you may want to take a look at where is that falling within your personal chart, because that could give you some big energy. as to understanding why it is you're going through the things that you're going through. But there is loss this week. Or somebody around you is dealing with loss. Some of you may attend a funeral. I mean, I hate saying it like that, but I was just thinking of the community card. And again, this may make you want to double down on your day-to-day stuff, and that's okay. Spirit's saying that's okay, but just know that that output is not sustainable long-term, so you will eventually have to deal with what's coming up. You can't just ignore it. We have broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. You may decide to just walk away from something this week as well. You might just feel like, this is not working in the way that I need, and that's okay too. It's okay to leave something behind, especially if you've really tried your best and you're just not getting what you need. Globally, there could be a bridge collapse this week as well. Something major, a big bridge, an infrastructure fail. But personally, I do feel here like there's something that you're breaking away from. And while this may be painful, I do think this is going to bring more freedom. Some of you are dealing with darker thoughts right now. I don't know how to put this, so maybe trigger warning ahead. And I want you to know that things will improve quite a lot over the next 6 to 12 weeks. So if that's you, you'll know if that message is for you. But just be careful and monitor yourself, okay? Don't make any stupid decisions this week. We have Cain, pay attention to your health. Yeah, for some of you, you may have minor issues with your health pop up this week, okay? Very common, especially for those of you who have been moving a lot of energy. It's okay, boys. Sorry, there's just people in the hallway. So you may hear the boys bark. But what can you do to sort of pay better attention to your physical health this week? Because you may have minor things pop up. Now, I personally don't think that getting sick is like the worst possible thing to ever happen to us. I really don't, because I feel the body is like a very important barometer. And when it wants a change, it will show you through slowing you down. So pay attention to what your health is saying this week. Physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional, right? All of those bodies. Ethereal, your ethereal body too. Some of you may want to book a Reiki session. Some of you may just want to take initiative to care for yourself. And you are being asked to do that, you really are. We have fair woman. Dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. Again, for some of you, this could be a mature, fair woman, but there's definitely an emphasis on the women around you this week, which is kind of interesting. So you may have to deal with a lot of different individuals, or you may just be dealing with one person here. For some of you, this is an ancestor who's not even present with us anymore. So some of you could have a very vivid dream here. You're also being asked to be fair to yourself. So especially if you've been pushing yourself away, or if you've been trying to avoid doing something, this is a good week to actually just buckle down and do what needs to be done. But yeah, just pay attention. What's that book? The Body Keeps the Score. That's a great book, you guys. We have Archangel Ezekiel, self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. Yeah, there's a lot of emphasis this week on being kind to yourself. I feel like a lot of times you guys will give to other people, but you don't necessarily take the time to turn that energy back towards yourself. And your spirit team is really requesting of you this week to spend a little bit more time loving yourself, being sweet, being kind, being generous with yourself and your energy, okay? There's really no need to close down that open-heartedness that you're meant to be working with. You're very special to spirit, and they feel like sometimes you forget that. And you're also very protected, and they also feel sometimes you forget that. But where do you need to infuse compassion this week? Like, what area of your life could you use to be a little bit more compassionate or open? We have I got my walls up. And maybe you don't want to break that barrier yet, You could feel like somebody around you is just pushing back. That's okay. Everybody has a right to protect their own energy if they feel like they need to. But at the same time, I really do feel here like you are going through this major transformation this week, and it has to do a lot with compassion and self-focus, even though externally there's a lot going on. It's a busy week, but you're definitely being asked to monitor and to be kind to yourself this week above all else. And we have up from the depths, releasing difficulty. Yeah, you guys are walking away from something. This could be a week of transformation. Well, it does feel like a week of transformation. But there is definitely something that your team is asking you to release and to let go of because it's hindering you or it's holding you back. So yes, that is what I have. I'm sending you all a big hug. I hope that you have a wonderful day.